Hi everybody, it's Julia here in the Mayflowers office, and I'm really excited to share with you today about a wonderful self-awareness technique that I've learned. I'm really excited to share it with you because it's applicable for young folks all the way up to adulthood, and it's another one of those really great memorable acronyms that we can draw from when we're flooded with emotion, or perhaps we're feeling some body sensations or some inklings that something's going on, but we can't quite put our finger on how we are feeling. So I would love to tell you more about it, but I think you should dig in deeper with Mara Brock. She's the psychologist, mindfulness teacher who I learned this from. You can find her in a lot of different places and read her writing on her website or online, or pick up her research wherever you choose to. But Mara Brock, she's a wonderful practitioner and someone that we can learn a lot from. So Dr. Brock shared with us about this idea of recognizing, allowing, investigating, and nurturing as an avenue, an access point for understanding and becoming more self-aware of our feelings. So we're going to use the acronym RAIN, R-A-I-N, just like rain that comes down, precipitation that comes down. Great visual and a wonderful metaphor for even the temporal nature of feelings. When we think about rain, for some people, it is a good reminder. Obviously, April showers, May flowers is a connection for me, but it can also be a way for people to imagine and visualize the temporary nature of the feelings or the sensations that we may experience. So let's hop right into it. So rain. When we are feeling an emotion, a sensation, a feeling within ourselves, it's really important to start with recognizing that feeling. So that's that letter R. I have a pillow that I use here in my office. You may have seen this visual before, called a feeling wheel. When I was a school counselor, I had a keychain with the feeling wheel on it on my lanyard, because I was always walking around the building. I wasn't always in my office. But this pillow can be really helpful. This feeling wheel can be really helpful, whether you print it out and put it on your fridge, have it in your office, on a keychain, on a lanyard, what have you. But a feeling wheel is helpful because that first letter, recognize, that first aspect of the RAIN technique, sometimes it's hard to know how we're really feeling. Sometimes anxiety may be the initial kind of sensation we may feel in our body, some elements of anxiety. But when we really dig in and we take a moment to recognize and to attend to that feeling, we may realize that we're actually feeling unsafe. Or we may realize that we're actually feeling really sad or worried about something that happened in the past, and that anxiety is reminding us that that same thing might happen in the future, and that brings on some feelings of sadness. Recognizing the feeling that we're having doesn't have to be super complex. Sometimes it's just saying to ourselves, I feel sad, I feel unsafe, I feel anxious. Acknowledging, recognizing that within ourselves is such an important part of that process. Calling it by name, what it is. If a feeling wheel pillow or image is helpful, great. The next letter in that acronym, allow. That's a tough one. If we're feeling sad, sometimes we need to just allow ourselves to feel sad. Imagine filling up a beach ball with air and then trying to bury it under the ground. That's how it can be when we fill up with these big emotions and we try to shove them down. It can be really detrimental. There's a lot of science in neurology and in all kinds of research that shows that it's not healthy for us to do that. So recognizing it, allowing it, breathing through it sometimes. Feel it, and I'm going to allow myself to feel it. That third letter, investigate. I for investigate. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves some questions and get curious about where that feeling is coming from. So maybe we started off thinking that we were feeling anxiety, but then we begin to investigate, to get curious and dig in a little bit. Feeling wheel can help with that, or self-monitored questions, being self-reflective, journaling, self-talk. Why am I feeling that way? Where is this coming from? Did something happen that brought this feeling to my attention? Did I have a conversation, a relational exchange that brought this to my attention, brought this into my perception? So investigating, trying to better understand our feelings will allow us to be more equipped to cope with them and to process them in a healthy way. So we recognize what we're feeling. We allow ourselves to experience that emotion, that sensation. Then we investigate, ask some questions, dig a little deeper about where that feeling's coming from. And then the fourth letter in our acronym, N, is for nurture. So we've recognized it, we've allowed it, we've done some investigation, some self-awareness check-ins. Now we need to ask ourselves, what do you need right now? What will help you to move beyond this sensation, to return to a healthy stasis, to return to a place where you feel that you can enter the world as your best self? Nurturing yourself might mean just going to get a glass of water, stepping out in the sunshine for a little bit, calling your mom, having something to energize you, a snack or something that will kind of get you back on your feet. Nurturing yourself in the same way that you would nurture someone else will allow you to practice self-compassion. It will allow you to attend to your actual needs. I've shared in this avenue before, in this context before, that as a counselor of children, oftentimes a snack and a nap solves a lot of the world's problems when you're just a little one. That's true for us as adults too. So something to think about. And as we're guiding children through this, helping them to nurture themselves, do you actually just need to go take a little quiet time? You've recognized, you've allowed, and you've investigated your feeling. To nurture yourself, do you just need like an apple, a granola bar? Do you need to go take a walk with the dog? Nurturing ourselves and helping our children to acknowledge and nurture themselves is a radical form of self-compassion. Don't stuff that beach ball underground. Don't suck it up, buttercup, and move on. Recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture those feelings so that you can become more self-aware, so that you can guide your children to be more self-aware, your clients, your students, what have you, so that we can actually be better and happier and healthier and more at peace. So that is, again, Dr. Mara Brock, who introduced to us the RAIN strategy for self-awareness and acknowledging the feelings, the sensations, the emotions that we have throughout the day. And it's a great strategy for working through those in a way that's very accessible for all ages. All right. I hope that that's helpful. I would love to hear from you if you use this strategy, if you do more research about Dr. Brock. I would just love to hear more from you. So reach out anytime. And remember, the Mayflowers website does share some of the different avenues in which I would work with children in order to teach them this and other strategies in the context of the therapeutic office. So that's all from me. Thanks so much. Have a great day.